Richard Rogers, also known as Lord Rogers of Riverside, a British architect. Good day everyone, in this video we will be tackling the life, projects, and the principles of Richard Rogers. And without further ado, let's get into it. We will be starting this journey on the 23rd of July 1933, in Florence, Italy. This place is where Richard Rogers was born. Just a little background of his life. His father was a medical student and his mother had great interest in modern design. Of course, this famous architect also had ups and downs. Richard Rogers had been through a lot during his childhood. His family went back to England as there was an emerging war in Europe. He was diagnosed dyslexic, which was discovered a few years later. When he completed secondary school, his family tried to point out that he could try dentistry, but because of lack of qualification, it ended the possibility. In the same year though, there was a festival about architecture which sparked his interest, but unfortunately he had 2 years of national service. After 2 years of serving, he then spent time at his mother's hometown, Trieste. And that's where he learned about his father's cousin's job, which is architecture, and this is where his architecture journey started. He decided to go to the Architectural Association during the years 1954 to 1959, where he gained his diploma. He recalled that he was not really that good at drawing before, which was the first reports from his school, but later on during his final year in the university, he impressed his teachers and received an award. After that, he graduated with a master's degree in Yale University during 1962. Now moving on to the firms he joined and created. While studying in Yale, he met 3 people: Sue Brumwell, who eventually became his wife, Norman Foster, who is an architect known around the world, and another American acquaintance. With the same people during 1963, they created their first architecture practice, which is called Team 4. However, friction emerged in the group, causing it to dissolve the firm by July 1967. By 1971, Richard Rogers and Renzo Piano became partners and the practice became Piano plus Rogers. Though in 1978, even though Piano and Rogers are good friends, they finalized their separation. At the same time, Rogers produced his new practice, which was formed based on relationships developed over the past 20 years. Richard Rogers Partnership, later renamed to Rogers Stirk Harbor Plus Partners. Though recently, when Rogers died during December 2021, it became RSHP. Of course, through the years, he achieved awards, and here are some of it. Now moving on, here are 5 significant projects of Richard Rogers. First is the Centre Pompidou, which is the center of like a huge spaceship made of glass, steel, and colored tubing that landed unexpectedly in the heart of the Paris and where it would very quickly set deep roots, quoting Piano. Next is the European Court of Human Rights. The architects intended to create a symbolic landmark but not a monument. They also, due to the nature of the court, wanted to make it more welcoming and open rather than fortress-like. Third is the Millennium Dome. The design of this dome is a circle of 12 steel mats 100 meters high which support a network of high-tensile cables. The 70 kilometers of cabling is covered by a canopy of white PTFE fabric just 1 millimeter thin with an interior lining to absorb both sound and condensation. Next up we have the Lloyd's Building. 33,510 cubic meters of concrete, 30,000 square meters of stainless steel cladding, and 12,000 square meters of glass were used during the construction. Last but not the least, we have Madrid Barajas Airport Terminal. So the building's legible, modular design creates a repeating sequence of waves formed by the vast wings of prefabricated steel. Supported on central trees, the great roof is punctuated by roof lights providing carefully controlled natural light throughout the upper level of the terminal. Now, based on the project of Richard Rogers, we can say that his architectural theory is more on the high-tech architecture, which makes people notice his works. It is unique and recognizable. His buildings are light and flexible with minimal structure and many space and light. He had a very environmental concept of designs.